Welcome to yet another edition of Hot Jobs with us here at Higher Military. Good afternoon. How are you all? I hope you're super well. It's really lovely to see everybody here with us today as we share our newest and greatest SkillBridge internship opportunities as well as direct hire roles that we have. As always, everything that we share today here on LinkedIn is purely a highlight reel. Don't dismiss us out of hand if you don't hear anything that would be relevant to you or relate to you in your job search right now. Definitely do take a look at our website, highermilitary.us. The address is up there up top, just in case you forget, where we have all of our roles that we're advertising at present, as well as SkillBridge internship opportunities. And under one of the resource links at the very top, we have an awful lot of information to share with you in terms of supporting your job search post active duty. So how is everybody today? I hope you're well, Brandon. Lovely to see you. Who else have we got? Florian, Demori, Anthony, all calling from or watching from various parts of the countries. Tell us what you are looking for from us today. Are you looking for us to answer a question for you? And if so, what is that question? Are you looking for a specific role? Are you looking for SkillBridge internships, direct hire? Just share some information so that we know exactly what your motivation for being here with us today is, or even if you have a question around the job search, like resume writing even, or really optimizing your LinkedIn profile, share that with us because we want to be able to utilize this time wisely. We are here for you. We're here to share opportunities, but also to be able to support you in your journey at present. Shelton, lovely to see you. Hey, Tyler, Andrews are here. James Best, also in the house. Lovely to see everybody. Honestly, this is our favorite 30 minutes of the week. We just really like to be able to be here to work with the military community, and that includes spouses, transitioning service members, and veterans. We work with and for everybody. So, come to us and tell us, what you need from us so that we can support you as best we can. If we haven't met before, I am Lucy Robinson. I am the Senior Director here at Higher Military. I'm accompanied by Brandy Walker, Kate Wood, and before Agby in our talent acquisition team, and I will get them to introduce themselves in just one second. In the event today, we have added some hot links for you, so I just wanted to draw your attention to those. There is how to create an effective LinkedIn profile. So, not only can you ask us if you don't have the opportunity today whilst we are live, you can take a look at that afterwards and really get some good information to be able to support you on LinkedIn. We have a great piece, not only how to target your resume, but also to teach you how to take a job description and really manipulate your resume to create a really solidly competitive application. And if you take nothing away from today, I really want to draw your attention to that because it really does revisit what your expectation and your understanding of a resume is. And it allows you to manipulate it in order to create and substantiate the best application for any given job. My gosh, so many people in the house today. I can't keep up. Hey, Brian, lovely to see you. Eric, America, John Lamb, great to see you too. A long-time supporter, lovely to have you here. Amanda, Ashley, Juan, who else have we got? Matt Hart. Matt Hart is in the house. We also, not only are we here talking to you, the rest of our recruiters don't take this 30 minutes off. They are in the commentary and the chats to be able to give you answers in real time. So what else have we got? Next week, Mike Quinn, our CEO, is hosting a Mastering LinkedIn webinar. He does it via the USO Transitions website. So if you are interested in hearing more about that, take a look. We do have that event linked here on this event, but also just to give you a quick synopsis of it, it is 2 hours of your life that you genuinely won't regret investing in, because Mike takes you from the beginning, which is creating your LinkedIn profile, all the way through to utilizing the platform in order to get the best and work your job search and to create your own individual network. So again, it's not just telling you what to do, it's really the nuts and bolts of how to. So I actively encourage you to join him there. In addition, every other week, Mike and I hold an office hours here on LinkedIn, but it's not in the video format. It's actually on LinkedIn audio. So you can hear us, you can't see us, and it is not recorded. So the best bit about that, even if you don't have any questions or don't think you've got any questions to ask at this moment in time, you can listen in and see what other people are asking, they're saying. And it's because Mike and I get so many messages here on LinkedIn that we open this up, and we do it every other week because it allows us an hour to be able to give back to the community and answer those questions in real time. So definitely join us there. And the event is on the Hire Military LinkedIn profile. I've spoken an awful lot today, so I'm going to hand over now to Before Agby, one of our recruiters, who is going to take a moment to introduce himself.
Thank you, Lucy. Hello, everyone. Glad to see a lot of folks out there. John Lamb, old battle buddy of mine. Good to see you. TDY in Dallas. That's good to see. We got some roles in Dallas I'll be sharing, so maybe you can do a site visit. My name is Before Agby, but my coworkers, my friends, they call me Buff. So don't be afraid if you hear that on the stream. But I am an Army veteran, 21 years as an Army medic. Currently just outside of JBLM, Washington, where I source and skill bridge coordinate roles nationwide for a lot of transitioning service members. I've been doing this for about a little over a year now. And I've been officially retired for about 8 months now. So I'm glad to be here. And this is my favorite part of the week. Thanks, Lucy. I'll pass it on over to Kate.
Wonderful. Hey, everybody. I am Kate Wood. I'm the recruiting manager here at Hire Military. I've been with the company for over 2 years now. I'm an Army vet, and my husband's still in active duty, so I'm on the spouse side of things right now. And we are stationed overseas. We are in Panama. My husband's on special assignment here, and really excited to spend some time today with our community here and share some direct hire opportunities with you later on in the broadcast. So excited to see everyone here, see some friendly faces or names in the comments, and I'll pass it over to Brandy Walker.
Thanks, Kate. Good to see everybody. It's actually been a week or two since I've been here, so excited to be back on the broadcast with everybody. We are retired Army, and I say we because when you retire from the military, it's a whole family event. So I'm up here in the Pacific Northwest with Before Agby. Actually recruited him into our company, so excited to see him here, staying, working, and giving back to the community that we both love. And his passion when it comes to SkillBridge in helping service members is really actually what got him to this place. So finding that great culture, great fit, this was it for him, and we're excited to see him still here and to work with Kate and to work with Lucy. So just we're hoping you stick around to listen to some jobs today. So I'll pass it back to Lucy.
I'm excited that you're here to work with me. That makes me very happy. And finally, I'm Lucy Robinson. Like I said, I am one of the directors here at Hire Military. I am an active duty Air Force spouse, and we are currently stationed at Eielson Air Force Base, just outside of Fairbanks, Alaska. So, give us a hands up if you've been stationed nearby Fort Wainwright or Eielson. It's definitely not for the weak-hearted. It's definitely for those who like the cold weather 9 months out of the 12 months of the year. But even when we leave, which hopefully will be in a year or two's time, it will hold a special place in my heart. So what have we got for you today? Like I said, we will be sharing SkillBridge internships, and I will get Buff to explain exactly what that is and who those are for before we get going. We have job opportunities for you. If we do not share anything that resonates or rings your bell, definitely take a look at our website. Like I said, up here, hiremilitary.us. You'll have 4 buttons on the homepage, and let me just explain those to you very quickly. 2 for the opportunities, and they are handily listed either SkillBridge or job search, and then 2 others. So again, if you go in there and there's nothing for you right now, but you definitely want to make us aware that you are available, that you're looking for a role, what I would really recommend you doing is joining one of our 2 pipelines. There is one for those who are coming up to SkillBridge and who are interested in hearing about the SkillBridge internship opportunities that will be arising. There's also another pipeline where you can register your interest for any kind of permanent job search. So definitely do throw your details into there. We send out emails probably on average once every 2 weeks to share all of our new opportunities, as well as individual ones when we see roles that come in that we think may be a good fit for you based on what you've put in terms of location, skill set, and the career that you're looking for. We've had a couple of questions so far this afternoon, but definitely do add them into the comments if there's anything you want us to address today. We've got one already around constructing the resume and the language, the difference in the language between the military and how to write it for the corporate world. So we'll be answering that at the end and acknowledging that piece at the end. But if there's anything else that people would like our help, support, advice, or just our take on, please do throw that question in the comments. And we take normally the last 5 to 7 minutes to address those. So what have we got, Buff? Well, let's go over to you first of all. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about SkillBridge and who it is accessible to, who's eligible for it?
Happy to explain some more. Since I came from the SkillBridge background, I'm a product of it. It's an awesome program that a lot of folks in commands and units don't know about. And some do. It's kind of a mix. Depends on where your unit's located or their experience with it. But the DoD SkillBridge program is for active duty service members only. It's typically their last 100. It's within your last 180 days of service that you're eligible to do an internship for an industry partner. So it's not for spouses, it's not for veterans, just for active duty service members. 180-day window. Typically in that 180-day window, candidates typically go between 3 to 4 months, so 90 to 120 days of actually interning with the company. And if you base in household goods, movement, relocation, terminal leave and stuff like that, you factor that stuff in, that's usually covers the rest of your 180 days. So again, the DoD SkillBridge is for active duty service members only, 180-day window, and typically 3 to 4 months in there where you're doing an internship with a business partner or a host company. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to connect with myself and Brandy Walker in the comments after this as well. But would you like me to go right into the roles, Lucy? All right, I'll keep it rocking and rolling. I have a few roles that I'll be sharing with you guys today, mainly with the same skill set for different companies in a couple different locations. The first one is going to be with our host business company, incredible company. I'm probably sure you heard of them, is Texas Instruments. It is a facilities technician in Dallas, Texas. A lot of us know Texas Instruments as their calculators. If I don't know, I'll bring my age up, but I know I had a TI calculator back in the day, but they are in the semiconductor business. In this role, you'll be performing technical tasks, supporting engineering, designing specifications, and operating the facility's mechanical, electrical, and chemical systems in the installation. This one, again, is in Dallas, Texas. The facility is very large. It's a modern, up-to-date facility. The ideal candidate for this role possesses a baseline level of mechanical, electrical background, and they'd like to have 3 years of hand-on technical experience, professional, personal. And what stands out from this role is they'd like to have a concentration with the HVAC or chemical experience. So if you're interested in this role, go ahead and put it in the chat, say Texas Instruments Facility Technician, and we'll connect with you after this. The next role I'd like to share with you guys and girls out there is a field service technician. It's with our business partner, Foss North America. This company, and the locations are Dallas, Texas, and Chicago, Illinois. They have multiple facilities nationwide, but these are the 2 vacancies that they have a priority on. This Foss North America, they're a data analytic company. They manufacture dedicated analytical solutions for quality control purposes for multiple industries, again, nationwide. In this role, again, this one, they really want to highlight electrical, mechanical background. They say the monitors that you'll be troubleshooting and maintaining is about the size of a microwave. And they're installed at these certain locations, and you make sure that they're operational and ready. A lot of folks don't see themselves with electrical mechanical background, but in the service, a lot of it relates. So if you're troubleshooting your satellite equipment, if you're troubleshooting your night vision goggles, there's a lot of backgrounds and technical manuals that go along with it. So this is a field service technician, Foss North America, Dallas, Fort Worth area, also Chicago. And if you're interested in this role, go ahead and drop that in the link as well. Those are the 2 roles, Lucy. I'm going to pass it on over back to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And let's mix it up a little bit. We have had a couple of questions with regard to SkillBridge whilst you've been talking. So why don't we acknowledge those now before we move on to the direct hire job search and those vacancies. So Flo has asked, for SkillBridge, what if I don't have a transition date at the moment? So What would you say to that? If somebody came to you and said, hey, I'm really interested in hearing more about SkillBridge. I want to do my prep. I want to get going. I want to get ready, but I don't know when I will be separating. What advice would you give?
Absolutely. So I go to the JBLM Tap Center weekly, and we run into a multitude of scenarios, good and bad. But a lot of folks don't leave your typical traditional ways, retirement or an end of service date. So You're going through an administrative separation or a medical evaluation board, a MEB, and that's okay. So we still encourage you to interview for companies that you have a skill set for, and have that discussion while you're interviewing. We can help you out with that as well, how to word it, phrase it properly. But you typically want to get service industry experience before you get out, and this is a element to do it with. And a lot of companies are open to it. So you might have a floating end date, and that's okay as long as you get opportunity to work with them, and they get to see if you're a good fit, and also if you get to see if you're a good fit for them as well. So always have the conversation, because you want to do it before you get out versus being a veteran on the backside of it. So.
And I think it's really important to note here at Higher Military that our SkillBridge internships are slightly different to the cohort model that you might be familiar with other organizations. So ours very much work on an individual basis based on your timescales and the timescales of the company. We match the two together. And often they will wait for you if they feel like you are a good fit for their requisition. So we don't start sort of January, April, and September, and you have to start in those months. Ours is more like a conveyor belt. You jump onto that opportunity when you're available and you're ready, and you finish it based on your timeline. So that's a good point to add as well. And then Joe also asked, when does that process start? So Joe, I'm going to take a wild guess that you mean, when does the SkillBridge process start? So again, Buff, why don't you share that piece of information with us? Like, as an example, if my date of separation was this time next year, August of 2024, what timelines would you encourage me to work towards?
Yep, absolutely. That's another great question that we hear often. And a lot of folks, they wait until their 180 days starts, and then they start interviewing. It's totally doable. We don't recommend doing that. So in a 12-month period, just for example, I would say you'd be trying to find a host company around month 9, month 8. Okay, that allows you time to bring your family along. If you have a spouse or family members that you're relocating from Virginia for the East Coast to the West Coast, it allows you for your process your command approval paperwork, relocation, and get things in order, medical appointments, VA, because you want to start your clearing process before you start your SkillBridge as well. So month 8, month 9, it's kind of your spot to find a host company with an organization. That way you can start backwards planning administratively, logistically, to start on your 180-day mark. So,
and when you say month 8 or month 9, you mean prior to date of separation, don't you? So
prior to the date of separation, correct. Right.
And then one last question that we've had. This is a great opportunity to do this. So Tyler's asked, is the 180 days calculated from the date of separation or the day of terminal/transition leave start? It's from the date of separation. So just be aware of that. And also in that 180 days, you have to take your terminal and any house hunting leave. So it's not that they shouldn't overlap those three things. So that does often reduce the amount of time that you can fulfill a SkillBridge internship. And we are seeing on average that most candidates are coming to us with the availability to perform a SkillBridge internship for about 90 to 120 days. It depends on the branch, it depends on the command, it depends on the location. But on average, we're seeing 3 to 4 months as a SkillBridge opportunity time. And our clients are familiar with that as well. So they are not expecting you to be available for the full 6 months. They know it's normally 3 to 4 months. And like, finally, before we move on, Buff, is there anything that you would like to add there?
No, absolutely. An example for myself, relatively new, is I did mine. I had 90 days of terminal leave at the end. I was a first sergeant. I didn't have time to take leave. So I had 90 days accumulated. So what I did is I took 30 days. I informed my commander. I got with them early. I got on their calendar, explained what SkillBridge was to them, and showed them my plan of action backwards. And they said, oh, absolutely, you got a plan. So I took 30 days before I started. And then I took 4 months of my internship in my 180-day window. And then my last 60 days were terminal leave. And during terminal leave is where you can accept a job offer and start getting full-time employment and paid. So I was lucky enough and fortunate enough, Brandy and the team, where my last 60 days were terminal leave, full-time job offer, and a bonus 2 paychecks as that transition. So very grateful. And it doesn't always work out that way, but planning ahead of time and talking to people that have been there before with a mentor definitely helped along the way.
Totally agree. And if you have got any further questions or anything that you would like to ask us at all and we haven't acknowledged or addressed today, do connect with all of us here on Hot Jobs. And also we've got Amber Flores, Matt Hart in the comments as well. We would love to be able to support you and help you with any further questions that you have. But that's SkillBridge all wrapped up and tied into a bow. Let's go over to you, Brandy Walker. Share with us your direct hire opportunities.
Thanks, Lucy. I did have one little thing I wanted to add to SkillBridge. It is a commander's program, so your commander is going to have to do that approval, and you need to have conversations. Yes. Before you start and get into it, because they're the approving authority. So I just wanted to throw that out there as a reminder. And we will head to direct hire roles today. So you may have heard this before if you're one of our longtime listeners. It is credentialing specialist. This is a remote role. And it's with our client is the leader in the healthcare operations software and services. And they're looking for experienced credentialing specialists whose primary goal is to ensure healthcare professionals and services meet all the established federal and state standards, as well as the National Committee for Quality Control, Quality Assurance Standards. With this role, you need to already have the experience. This is not an opportunity, unfortunately, where they're going to train you for it. You actually have to have experience with primary source verification. You'll also need experience credentialing a high volume of doctors and healthcare providers. They're looking for people that have worked in hospital systems or CVOs. So this is one that you do need to have that experience already coming into the role. It would be fantastic if it was a training opportunity, but unfortunately it is not. They have been filling this role for a while. They've had lots of roles open and we've done pretty well with getting them. And we would love to have some more people actually join us in this journey with our client. So that's credentialing specialist. It is a remote role, fully remote. They actually provide you all your equipment, the laptop, monitor, headsets. They provide actually a connectivity stipend, which is pretty cool. So if you're interested, put that in the comments and Amber Flores or I will reach out to you. So that is credentialing specialist. Next one is electrical supervisor in Salina, Kansas. And it's on behalf of our client, a national multi-billion-dollar company that manufactures and markets quality foods through home delivery, retail grocery, and food service channels. This position is responsible for supervising the electrical and automation responsibilities and team. The ideal candidate will be someone who's both electrically and mechanically inclined. So dual-hatted, that's what we're looking for. You're going to need at least 3 years of manufacturing experience, 5 years of electrical supervision experience, an understanding of PLC, low voltage, electronic and mechanical systems, and capable of and willing to work shift work and be on a 24-hour call for emergency situations as necessary. So that's electrical supervisor. You need to be dual-hatted, electrical, mechanical, have that experience underneath your belt in that manufacturing setting and with supervision. And that is what I have for you today, Lucy. I will pass it off to Kate, actually.
Sure thing. Thanks so much, Brandy Walker. And again, the roles that Brandy and I are mentioning are our direct hire opportunities. Those are open for transitioning service members, veterans, and military spouses who are actively job seeking and available to start work within the next 1 to 2 months, as our clients are ready and willing to bring you onto their team. So I will continue. I have several roles to share today. The first being a systems trainer in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. In this role, you will provide a variety of knowledge management training to staff and personnel on several different collaborative platforms that our client uses, thinking about SharePoint, SPO, MillSuite, and you'll do so on a weekly basis, in addition to providing other necessary coordination and development for key personnel. The requirements for this role, if you'd like to apply, we need to have someone that has at least 2 years of content management experience across digital and non-digital platforms. They would also like someone that has 2 years of experience in teaching as an instructor, as well as an associate's degree. Additionally, for this role, because you'll be working on base, the candidate needs to be able to either already have a secret clearance or acquire one within 6 months of employment. So if this sounds like a role that's interesting to you, you can type systems trainer into the chat and we will be able to reach out to you following this broadcast with the direct link as well. The next position that I have is a maintenance manager. This role is in Florence, Kentucky, which is right outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. So that's maybe a city, a metro area that you're more familiar with. This position will lead the plant maintenance activities, including preventative maintenance, floor maintenance, diagnosis and repair, as well as emergency maintenance. For this position, we need someone with at least 5 years of maintenance management experience in a manufacturing industry. That is definitely crucial. That experience should kind of evolve and have experience in root cause analysis, preventative maintenance planning, and most importantly, they really need someone that has reliability management knowledge. They would also like someone with a bachelor's degree, but they can take additional years of experience in lieu of a degree. And one great thing we want to mention for this maintenance manager position is that relocation assistance is provided and there are bonus opportunities available. So this is definitely an employer that really is eager to get the right talent on site there in Florence, Kentucky. So if you have that manufacturing maintenance manager experience background and would love to hear more, you can type maintenance manager into the chat and we will definitely reach out to you as well. The last set of roles that I'd love to share today, if you've been following Hire Military to Nova lately, or you've tuned into a broadcast, you've probably heard that we are helping support the new U.S. Army TAP contract. And we are fortunate enough to be assisting in recruiting for several different locations across different Army bases. Currently, we have a new role, a career skills program coordinator at Fort Stewart, Georgia, as well as an admin specialist at Fort Moore. So if you are someone that is passionate about helping our military community, if you want to be part of our team as well, we'd love to bring you on in either of those capacities. Or if we have current opportunities that don't fit with the location that you're at or locations that you're interested in, you can also just type U.S. Army TAP into the chat, as we hope to get other locations and other roles in the future as well. So that is what I have, Lucy. Excited to pass it back over to you.
Thank you, Kate. I really appreciate it. And you, Brandy, and you, Buff. Lots of new opportunities there today. We are incredibly excited about the opportunity at TAP. So if that is of interest to you and you feel like you have the ability and skill set to give back to your military population, we would love to hear from you, specifically for those roles in Georgia, Fort Moore, Fort Stewart, and we will be able to get in touch with you as soon as possible because we're trying to fill those positions in the next couple of weeks. A couple of things that I wanted to add before we move on to the questions. First of all, if you are a follower of Mike Quinn or the Hire Military page, you will have seen that we launched our Alliance program today. So if you are listening today and you are not necessarily a job seeker, but you are a candidate seeker, you are calling in from organizations who are looking to hire somebody or people from the military population, then this is definitely for you. It is a program where we share, market, advertise your roles across our wider network of over 2 million, and we can get your roles out there to the wider population. So if that is something of interest and you want to have a conversation, I see often in the chats there are other companies who are trying to recruit off the back of this LinkedIn. We would love to have a conversation with you to tell you more about what we do. And without the recruiting aspect, but we will be able to share those roles. Second of all, if you are interested in SkillBridge and you find your own internship opportunity, we have a facility here at Hire Military whereby we can support that and we can host that on your behalf. So if that company isn't registered with the DoD to provide SkillBridge internships, or they have submitted their paperwork and it's just taking too long, like it often can do, definitely do connect with us for a very small and minimal fee. We can host and support that, and that fee is to the organization rather than the active duty service member. We do not charge anybody for anything. Lily has just asked, is the TAP position a volunteer role or a paying position? These are all permanent paid employment opportunities. So that's the first one that I wanted to share. Second of all, we've had a couple of questions. So somebody has asked, what does remote hire mean? Amanda, that basically means that you work from home, so that you perform a permanent job for a legitimate company within the US, but you work from your home office or wherever works for you. So we're all remote workers here at Hire Military. I'm in Alaska, Kate's in Panama, these two in the Pacific Northwest. So that's how we work. Second of all, Demori asked about helping with constructing the resume because of the language piece, really translating the language from military to civilian. Kate, I'm going to pass that one over to you. Any thoughts around that?
Sure, absolutely. And I think that's a challenge we all have as we transition from the military, is just how to translate those skills. So one resource that we really love to recommend is Hire Heroes USA. If you sign up with them, you can be assigned a dedicated one-on-one career counselor. They can walk through your service and help you craft a really fantastic, starter resume that can help you kind of figure out where you want to be and how your skills translate as well. And then aside from a resource like Hire Heroes USA, we definitely recommend conducting informational interviews and finding a mentor in your target industry or your target roles, because they will have the best knowledge on how your skills from the military could translate into a job in the corporate sector as well.
And finally, I know I've pitched it twice already today, but a third time, take a look in our links on the event around how to target your resume, because that teaches you how to do this very thing if you don't have accessibility to other people. It really does educate you in terms of how to take the language from a job description and populate it within your resume. It's not just a what to do, it's a how to do it. So it's a really good resource. We are at 10:30, so we are 10:30, that's Alaskan time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we do need to wrap up now, but it has been such a pleasure being with everybody here today. There are so many other questions that we haven't had the opportunity to answer. So one of us will get back into the comments after this live and come back to you. I know there was one about a hiring fair, so I do want to acknowledge that. I think that was... who was that who asked that question? Amanda Brown, I think. So Amanda, we will come back to you. But it's always a pleasure to be here. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you again 2 p.m. Eastern time next Tuesday. Bye-bye.